Okay, we're in Norman, heading towards Glenwood. There's some pretty scenery between here and Glenwood. Then we're going to come from Glenwood and start heading back down towards the lake. Had to do a battery change at some point after Glenwood, I believe, but should be at some pretty scenery right now. Alright, we're just going to head down the boat ramp to the lake. So you can see the lake, there's a boat ramp on the end. A lot of the fingers off this area here, just about everyone has a boat ramp on the end. So if you're coming to put in your boat, you should have plenty of areas to do that. A lot of places you get on the lake, they have a bunch of private ramps and only a few public ramps, and you drive all over the place trying to find the public area so you can put in. This one seems to have many of them. So that'll be easy to put in down here. This is one of those lakes that's just a bunch of little skinny, you know, they dammed up a river down through the hollers and mountains, and it's a big spidery looking thing, almost like a big centipede or something. I guess they've had people drive off into the lake.
I would imagine so.
I keep saying danger lake ahead. I'm guessing that maybe at night some people come popping down through here a little faster than they should and end up in the water.
Yeah, I'm thinking we could pull.
Nice looking lake. The water's definitely up. The satellite picture I was looking at, it must have been late summer or a couple years ago. You can see all sorts of, the water was low. You could, around each one of these fingers you could see several feet of just gravel. You know, obviously below the water line. The water's all the way up now with all the rain we've been getting. I'm just going to walk down to the boat ramp. Yeah, just to give a shot of the lake. Somebody's got the music going on their boat. But as you can see through here, there's no gravel showing below the water line. It is full. Even a little barrier right here is down in the water. Oh, we got somebody coming with a boat. Go over here so you can see the lake. All right, this is part of Lake Greeson. I think this is area A, I believe. It came down. Like I said, if you look at the map, there's a bunch of little fingers that run out, and each, seems like I can see part of a road over there that run out into the lake, and just about every one of them has a boat ramp on the end, which ought to make it really easy. Oh, they just had their side-by-side. They weren't launching. Makes it real easy to get into the water here. And I believe, especially on the park side, they're all public. You don't have to ride all over the place trying to find a place to put your boat in. This is, I believe, area A, down in the state park, Lake Greeson State Park, and there is Lake Greeson. It's a pretty sizable lake. If you look at it on the map, it's, like I said, it's a river that's gone all the way down through the hollers and the valleys and stuff, and it's all been backed up and it's all flooded in, kind of like Beaver Lake. It's not like a big round lake. It's a big bunch of fingers running out into the hollers. Like I said, it looks kind of like a big centipede or something when you look at it on the map. All right, gonna head back up the hill to the bikes. Probably make a little run down into some other areas of the park before we leave, so you can get more look at the park. All right.
As you can see from the map, Lake Greeson is a big, windy, like I said, kind of like a bug or centipede type shaped lake. They basically took this river and dammed it up, and it just backed into these hollows. Where we came in was right here in Daisy. We went into the Daisy State Park. And when I first made this route, I was looking for a lodge, which I think was that little building that you saw on my right as we first came in to the park. I don't think it was much other than that. And I believe we came down, I said on the video, I thought we were in area A. I think we actually came down Park Road right here and went down to area B. See these fingers of land that I was talking about that come out into the lake? There are several of them all over the place. But I think this is the boat ramp I walked down to the end of. Let's go to the satellite, see what it looks like. And then a part that I didn't show in the video later is I came down into this area before we left, and there was a lot of camping. But if we go into the satellite picture of that, you'll see that shows area A. I think that was where the camping area was. I think we actually came down here. And you can see that, actually we came down here. I guess we were over on area C, where it had there's that roundabout going down to the boat ramp coming out. You can see it when this picture was taken, as I talked in the video, there's a lot of gravel showing. The lake is really low. Matter of fact, you could even see the end of the boat ramp. When we got there today, the water was actually lapping right up here against that guardrail right here. So the lake is full all the way to the top. But it is really pretty down in here, and as you can see, there's lots of places. Like I said, we came down here, and that's where we drove down momentarily, which I ended up pulling out of the video because it's just mostly camping. But you have access to the lake everywhere. I mean, there's all sorts of ramps and areas to get in. I think a lot of public ramps, so you don't have to worry too much. A lot of the lakes around here can be kind of a little confusing because you get there and it ends up being that a lot of the ramps are private, and you have to search around for a public ramp. Well, this seems to be real easy, at least in the park. All of these should be public. So what we showed you is just a little bit of the lake off of here. But as you can, and then when we took out on up to 70 to 369 here. We'd never been on this 369 road before, but as you go up through here, it's just not all that interesting, not all that curvy. A lot of timber company out through here. You can see a lot of these great areas have just been cleared. And so it's not that interesting. So we're going to end the video pretty much with this show of the lake. But this is Lake Greeson. As you can see, you know, it winds up into these hollers after they dammed up that river. But what it does do, though, is give you a lot of areas for camping, access, etc. So that we were up here in the park area, which is right here, basically right about there. But apparently there was a lot of people that live around here too, but there's a lot of areas around here to go camping. We did not check any of the stuff out here down below. We were shooting up through here and then heading back home. But there was a lot of camping and a lot of people there already. So it's really good to see people getting out again. Because, you know, after the virus thing going on, you know, a lot of people weren't going anywhere. But there's a lot of people camping, a lot of people getting down and swimming. A lot of boats on the lake. It was really nice to see. And then we came up here and caught 84 in Langley and headed back and caught 246 here, which is the road that you saw on my video, the Cossatot Run. Except on that one, we were running this way. This is also a big, heavy logging area right now, and it is very active. So if you're running out this road trying to head back towards 71 and Mena, it didn't look so bad coming eastbound, but westbound for sure. This right track on this road in a lot of places. I'm sure it has to do with all that rain we've been getting lately, and then all the recent activity with the logging trucks running up and down, the big heavy logging trucks. That right track was sloughing off, had a lot of potholes. Some of it was just completely grinding up and falling into the ditch. So if you go this route in the next few months, please hug the center line, mostly coming up the road, because you will get into, you can see right here, there's a lot of patterns. These are all forestry areas that have been replanted. So although it is pretty down through there, it was a little unnerving because sometimes you pop over the hill and your whole right track towards the shoulder was crumbling away. So just make sure you kind of hug that center line. You know, of course, be cognizant of not getting over into the other side. But at this time, as of May 31st, 2020, that right track going up 246 is crumbly, has a lot of potholes, etc. So if you ride that in the next few weeks, maybe I would wait till later in the year, possibly. I don't know what their schedule is, of course, to try to fix the highways around here. But I would just be aware that because of all the logging activity and the weather we've had recently, that it's getting to the point where it's really crumbly. So just be aware of that. All right. Thank you.